Here we have a story of two girls, twin sisters, Maria and Lindsay. An argument between them from the beginning of the school year results in a 3-month bet. But unknown to both Lindsay and Maria, the bet will have an unexpected ending.
It's been 3 months already. I didn't think she'd last this long. Why didn't she just give it up?
But we are getting ahead of ourselves. Let us go back to when it began, shall we? 2 months and 30 days earlier, we find the girls talking and walking out of the house. A simple conversation between the two will soon become a heated debate and then snowball into a major event that both Lindsay and Maria will remember forever.
I love sounds of birds chirping in the morning, don't you, Lindsay?
I don't know. I really love seeing them. They're so pretty.
But you gotta admit, their sounds are prettier than their appearances.
No, not really. Actually, their sounds can get kind of annoying to me after a while, though I never tire of looking at them. If I had to choose between never hearing them again or never seeing them, I'd probably choose never hearing them. And actually, that probably goes with most things. I'd rather see them than hear them.
So you'd admit that you prefer being deaf over blind? I'd never be able to stand that.
Yeah, definitely prefer deafness over blindness.
But I'm telling you, Lindsay, being deaf is so much worse than being blind. If you're deaf, then you never get to hear the voices of your loved ones, or anyone for that matter.
But if you're blind, Maria, you never get to see anyone again.
But if you're deaf, then you can't hear music or listen to the radio.
But if you're blind, then you can't play sports or see artwork. Plus, you can't read, which is something I know you love.
Well, haven't you ever heard of Braille, Lindsay? It's the language that the blind used to read.
So why don't you try being blind? I want to see if you can do it.
Maybe I will.
Fine. If you can go 2 months without sight, I will give you my place on the cheerleading team.
2 months? That's nothing. I'll do it for 3.
Fine. Deal?
Deal.
Two weeks after making the deal, and Maria is starting to get a little tired of not being able to see anything, but she still is greatly determined to win. Lindsay is not very worried yet about how long Maria will last, but is starting to tease her about what is around them.
Are the trees so beautiful this time of year, Maria? Oh, sorry. I forgot you can't see them.
It's fine, Lindsay. I'm just here listening to the wind rustle through the leaves. It's very relaxing. I'm glad that I still have my hearing.
Well, I'll leave you to that.
1 month in, neither sister is ready to cede to the other. Tension is starting to increase, and Lindsay is getting more and more worried. Her spot on the cheerleading team is on the line, and she is starting to try and intimidate Maria into removing the blindfold. However, this only makes Maria more determined to win.
Seriously, Maria, just give it up. You're never gonna make it all 3 months. Just quit now and save your pride.
You and I made a deal, Lindsay. Stop trying to convince me to forfeit just so that you can win. This country is a democracy. I can do whatever I wish as long as it's not illegal. That includes choosing to take part in this bet and willingly giving up my sight as a wager. You're just scared because you know that I'm going to win and that you'll have to give up your spot on the cheerleading squad.
I'm not afraid. Far from it. I know you're all talk. You tell me all about how you're going to win and how I'm going to lose my spot on the team. But I know once we have a few days left, you'll cave in. I just have to be patient.
I know that I will win. I will prevail throughout this.
Fine. Whatever you say.
After the first month, Maria started to notice a difference in the way she thought and perceived things. She no longer could see sunsets or stars. She realized that she had gotten so used to her sight that she had stopped appreciating it. In order to distract herself from thinking about taking the blindfold off, Maria started to learn Braille and immersed herself in reading. But even that couldn't make her completely forget her urge to see the world again. 2 months and 29 days into the bet. 2 days to go. The tension is growing even larger, and out of desperation, Lindsay has taken to cruelly reminding Maria of what she is missing. She hopes to trick her into missing her eyesight enough that she takes the blindfold off early.
I have to say I'm impressed. I thought you would have given up by now.
I told you I wasn't joking, Lindsay. I'm going to win, and you should never have doubted me. I guess that losing your beloved spot on the cheerleading squad will serve as a good reminder of that for the future.
I wouldn't be so sure of myself if I were you, Maria. After all, there's still time for you to back out. But if you're so determined, fine. Waste another few days of your life reading about things you could be seeing instead of actually seeing it. Hope you're not missing your eyesight too much. Enjoy your last few days plunged in darkness.
Lindsay knew what had to be done. If Maria managed to make it to the deadline, she would have to give up her spot on the cheerleading team, something that Lindsay had been dreaming of for years and only recently achieved.
Okay, I'll just go in now, take her blindfold off. Then tomorrow morning, I'll go inside pretending to wake her up. Then, when she wakes up and her eyes open, she won't have the blindfold on, and that will mess up her chances of winning, and that means I can keep my spot on the team. What's this? Typed note. Dear Lindsay, here I am, ranting my feelings to a computer that cannot respond. You'll never actually see this note, but my pride demands I at least have it documented somewhere that I didn't quit because I couldn't handle being blind. Truthfully, I simply realized that this whole thing was a waste of both our time, especially mine. Life is short, and there are so many things I want to see. I'm a fool to have agreed to give up something so precious to gain something I never even wanted. This bet we made doesn't even answer our initial argument. The only thing it answers is exactly how stubborn we can be. I have been trying to look happy and content, however I am dejected and depressed. I just cannot do this anymore. I'm going to take this blindfold off. I forfeit the bet, not because I couldn't handle it, but because I realize that it's the right thing to do. I have no desire to be a cheerleader, and you have spent your entire life training for that spot. I don't know how people deal with chronic diseases and other restricting orders and conditions that their entire lives, but they are an inspiration to me now. I haven't seen the sun in months, and my braille is not yet at a level where reading is more than a headache-inducing exercise. This has been a miserable few months for me. All I have known in this time is a cacophony of noises. Without being able to see, everything seems so amorphous. I have been starting to act like a misanthrope. I don't want to make you feel any sympathy for me. I have already been sympathized with from my pedagogues. Well, I hope you understand. Maria. Thanks, Maria.
Maria did in fact take off her blindfold that night, but not because she couldn't handle it. She lost the bet because she realized she should spend her time doing things she loves, not arguing over stupid things. Lindsay got to keep her spot on the cheerleading team. Maria never realized that being blind was so different from her usual lifestyle. Lindsay never bragged about winning and knew she had learned something from Maria's note, even if she wasn't sure what. Maria learned a lesson as well during those few months, to never take her sight for granted again.